Well, good morning and welcome back to Sosnovka. It's Sunday, but there is a distinct lack of sun and much rain. It's good for the crops, good for the ducks. Not sure how the chickens feel about it, but there you go. They seem to be coping, and we remember to get the eggs. Anyway, welcome back. Because of the rain, we can't harvest. Everything is ready to be harvested, but wet crop, no harvest. So we'll get on with the other jobs. First of which was these here eggs. We've got quite a lot now. 135 in the backpack. We must actually remember to sell them. Anyway, get those beacons on so it can't be our fault. Today is going to be pretty much the same as yesterday. We are going to maximize, what we can do. We're going to try to do the same thing with the bales and the logging. La-di-da-di-da. Here we are up at the sunflower field, and you can see there are issues, mainly with the planter, who, as you will recall from the last episode, did have a lot of trouble in this field, which way to turn, which way to go. So I think the focus of today is going to be trying to see where we are, manage this field a little bit better. Unfortunately, I don't think that seeder can do the whole field without needing a refill, but I do have a remedy for that. If you remember the early episodes when we were very short on stuff, we were shoveling the seed into the seeder. Now hopefully, using that method and some ingenuity, we will fix the problem. We also have the roller, and I'm not scared of taking off a couple of bits of field if that seems to make any kind of difference. Anyway, the reason the little Zeta is heading back down to the main farm is simply because, unable to harvest, he may as well come down here and cut some grass and make some bales, which I think a little surprisingly you can do in the wet. Wouldn't recommend doing this in seasons at all, because the grass would dissolve pretty much as you cut it in the rain. But there you go. We don't need to worry about that. And it is very bleak. You don't often see weather like this in the vanilla game. Seasons has some nice misty mods and parts to it. The equipment's getting grubby again, although the rain does keep it nice and clean. Although I think the whole period before we had a washer, we couldn't actually clean anything. Sorry, it didn't rain. We didn't clean anything, obviously. We didn't have a washer and it didn't rain. As soon as we wash them, you may recall, it's poured down, something like this. But anyway, this guy is going to fertilize this for the third time before he cuts it, and he'll do that. And while he's doing that, oh, there you go, we've got everything we need here in this load. Oh wow, that's pretty magical, wasn't it? Apart from one more bucket of the silage, which we shall grab without trusty digger has it on. No one else around anyway, but you never know. Right, it's Sunday. It's the day before audit day. We've got quite a lot of production credit in the bank, as you can see there, but we're not going to touch it today. We're going to wait till the end of today and then have a little bit to think about where we might go. We're not under quite the pressure that we were for the first audit. We've been doing very, very well. We're over quota again. So hopefully we can just continue. We shall see. Let's get this topped up and you'll see where we are. I'll just show you where we are with the animals. Yeah, it's just the mixed food, the power food and the silage that we need to top up really. So we shall do that right now. And while he's doing that, perfect, there you go. We'll get this guy mowing and baling. I'm going to do that manually. So thank you very much, Mr. Worker. So we'll just grab the baler. Sorry, the mower. We'll grab the baler. We had to go and find the forks. Oh, this could be troublesome. I did this the other day. Ran them over in the end. Alright, put Mr. Baler down for a second while we attend to this fiasco. Alright. Spin down. I could just try hitching it. Let's see what happens. It will. There. Oh, fantastic. Look at that. At least these Sosnovkan physics work in our favour sometimes, eh? Right. Lower. Lower mower. Turn on mower. Lower mower. Right, we'll start over here. Baler. Turn on Baler. Cruise control. Off we go. Nice relaxing bit of grass baling. Okay, we've finished mowing and baling in our ploughed patch. We're doing the top up on the last bale on the way back, which is something I do every day. I will admit, I think you know that anyway. How would I end up with an exact number of bales every day? But it's not exactly a chore, is it? I've got to go this way anyway. If I finish down the bottom end of the field, I can just run along the boundary, along the side of the road. So we always get a round number of bales a day, or a full bale count. And today's is a little bit higher than yesterday's, which is rather good. Right, let's get that off, lad up, lad off, lad up. Off we go. Because we still have one bale over there, which we'll come and pick up with the wrapper. But I've done the others in this traditional Sosnovkan. One on the forks, one in the baler, back to the yard. It just seems to be a little bit more sensible, to be honest with you, than double handling them. To drop them, pick them up, put them on a trailer, bring them over here, unload the trailer. Anyway, as you will see, we've got 11. It's not exactly a major jump up. We've got 11 bales today, so 10 to 11 bales, depending on how well I do, I should say. So we'll just put these back in their spot. Still absolutely pouring down with rain. In fact, what I'm going to do as soon as I get this parked, drop the mower in there. Drop the baler there. I'm going to put us up to 5 times speed just to get this rain clear. Maybe I should even go to 10 times, shall I? I'll leave it at 5 times for now. Just while we finish down in the yard. So, we need to get that wrapper. And we're going to sell all of these, and I'm going to sell these carefully without dumping any unwrapped bales in the sell point. How about that? So, lights and beacons on the wrapper. Absolutely fantastic. It really isn't a nice day. He's unfolding. Let's have a look. Right, I've never tried to pick one of these up from inside the tractor. I don't think it's going to be... Oh, there's 2 more bales. Do excuse me. So we've got 12. There's 2 more. Now the fact there's 2 more now, you're gonna, why aren't you processing the bale? It's most definitely unwrapped. Unfolded even. Come on. Okay. Can I not wrap things in the wet? Is there some odd anomaly? Let me try the other bale. Anyway, did I manage to finish the sentence? I think I may have forgotten to fertilise the grass 3 times yesterday, and that's why we've got 2 more bales. There you go. Before I get sidetracked again. Because that's about 20%. Well, it's exactly... Ah, right, there you go. Ah, no, I thought we... Right, so I can pick it up. Sometimes, I don't know if you ever have it, you make bales that the forks won't go into. You have to quit the game and reload it, but... Right, am I being a complete idiot? Why is this not? Is it because it's raining? I've never had this situation before. Where's the other one? Might as well get them both back to the yard at the same time, eh? If anyone knows what is going on here, where did I? Oh, now I've lost a bale. Please let me know in the comments. Is this just a, it's raining, you can't wrap a bale? I find it odder that you can cut them to be cut the grass and bale it, to be honest with you. So let's pick him up. There he is. He's in the field. Okay, where's the other bale gone? Oh, I left it over here. So okay, let's, well, we'll see. Is it pick that one up? Right, okay, that was just, was it just being supremely fussy? I have no idea what was going on there. Anyway, I shall get on with the wrapping while the rain gets on with the raining, and hopefully we won't be too late to start the harvest. Finally, at 12:35, not only did it stop raining, but the crops were dry enough to harvest. That took about an extra half an hour or so. I did run the game at 15 times speed while I was wrapping the bales. The 12 bales have been sold, and we can now get on with the work. I just need to finish bringing the little guy back up here, and he got this close just as the we got the sunshine signal, which meant we could start harvesting. So it all timed reasonably well, I guess, although we've had quite a delay here. I'm not sure if that's something we might want to consider. Unfortunately, there's not much we could do about it. Now as hoped, we seem to have alleviated some of the fears. I'm missing this little strip here. But we'll come back and get him manually. That's not going to be a problem. We're going to do that first, so then the rest of the team can just get on with their job. We'll start planting. Ooh, we want to start. You know what I'm going to do actually? Remember, planter man issues, although they're not too bad on this field. We're going to start from this corner because I think things will flow better. Let's hope so anyway. Right. These guys are all here. He's up in the woods. We did put in an extra mix of cow food. So we just have a quick check on the little poppets. As you can see, they're all happy and well, and probably technically don't need anything but cleaning for about the next 4 days. We're going to make an animal 9 o'clock tonight. That'd be 52. It's audit day tomorrow, so we do need to buy 2. I'm going to buy 2 cows now, and then we are going to wait, because I think we'll actually make one before 8 o'clock in the morning, which is kind of audit day start time, shall we say. So we might be able to sneak in an extra free cow. Right, let's get going up here. Not sure where we should start cutting today. I think we're going to go over this way. I'll have a little recce and see where we think we might want to put the trailer. Just got to make sure that we put the trailer somewhere we can get it back out when it's fully laden with this magnificent, let's not forget, 88 horsepower bulldozer. And this farmer Klein commented, because he saw me dump the whole setup into the Sell Point Lake, because the brakes on these old machines are very feeble. Yeah, I'm pushing my luck really with this vehicle, but why not? And I'm left with little option, let's face it. Maybe technically I should bring the big Zeta up to do the towing a little bit more safely. if I was playing seasons, I'd use the half-hour free use facility, we'll call it, to maybe just grab one of the ministry trucks and use that. Right, we're a bit, it's because, what's the problem here? We're having full traction loss. Come on. The bloody thing's empty. Right. I'm going to leave the trailer there. And we're going to select today's 6 victims. They need to be big. There's one. Oh yes, perfect. On here. Check on the field crew. Oh yes, that's going quite well. Not the one I was going to start with, that was that one, wasn't it? But the thing away so we can run. One. And I'm still only going to cut down the big ones because we'll let the little ones grow. We are going to get back up here and replant, most definitely. And we've also got to decide how to handle the small patch of land down by the sell point, which in the original playthrough we chopped down most of the trees very early on to get a bit of extra cash quick. They're still there, but that's a useful bit of land. It's right by the sell point, and I know the Ministry of Forestry man is keen to be upping his production. We'll see how we're getting on time and equipment wise after tomorrow's audit. Right, 4. Is that 4 or 3 now? See, I'll lost track. That's a big one. In 15 you could tell really clearly which were the big ones just by the pattern on the trunk. There was a slightly different, I'm sure I didn't hallucinate it, pattern, that one. Okay, these are obviously in quite inhospitable places in terms of picking them up, but I reckon our bulldozer can do it. Anyway, I'm going to get on with the trimming and the slicing and keep an eye on these guys in the field, and we shall get back to you when progress has been made. And I'm sorry, but I just had to show you before I slice them up the spectacular arrangement I got on the trees. We've got the odd one over the back. These 5 are all, yeah, in terms of getting all the lumber to the trailer, they fell exactly where I kind of wanted them, so we just get a nice big clump of wood to work with. Anyway, I'll get on with that. That one almost landed in the trailer. That would have been cool. Here we are at the vegetable warehouse. $944 for the soy. We're actually going to sell the harvest from the top fields here now, simply to save, so we can use this trailer for the sunflowers rather than having to go back to the main farm, get the old trailer and come back with it. But because we got such high prices, we got $953 at the transport company. I'm saving that for the bigger load we'll get from the bottom fields when we've harvested them. So this guy is going to get down to meet the harvester, who is already down at the Ministry of Logistics warehouse where the sunflower field is. Bulldozer has his load ready. We've got all this done in about an hour after we were allowed to start harvesting, so that's quite good going really. Harvester's there. I haven't hitched him onto that header yet because that counts lease time. Right, this guy is bringing back the rest of the equipment on the trailer, and while we're here we are finally, because we have been collecting the eggs quite diligently recently, let's actually remember to sell them. And first we have eggs in pack 135. Ta-da, $769. That's everything. Fine, now we're rich. Okay, I'll get the team assembled and ready to go at the bottom field, and then we'll get our head round how we're going to manage this fleet, so they, especially this guy when he's planting and cultivating, doesn't get quite as confused. I might follow Farmer Klein's advice. I'm just going to try maybe the big Zeta just to run that logs down to the lake just to see if it, because of its size, if it can do a bit of a better job of getting the logs in the lake without getting itself and the trailer in the lake with it. So yeah, we'll do that, I think. Get these guys down here. I think we're doing okay for the fertilizer and seed, but we will check down here. That's one of the reasons that I left the pallet fork arms on the small Zeta, and so that they were up here in case we needed to get any more. Shove it, lob it, drag it onto the trailer, because I really are having trouble with those bags. And I think the problem with the bags is in the game engine, the weight of the bags is kind of even across their entire length. It's weird that the weight should be at the bottom, obviously, of the bag. More weight should be at the bottom, but it's not. So they kind of just don't hang on the spikes the way you might think they would. Anyway, let's leave the trailer there. We'll leave the cultivator there. And we'll toddle off over to our beautiful Fortschitt E516 harvester. In we get. We're going to start the harvest, I think, from the opposite side this time, to see if it helps the workers flow a little bit better. I have kept the roller that I used, as I showed you in the last episode, up on the top fields just to tidy up some of the boundaries that were really just more problems than they were worth, and we may do the same here. I'm thinking particularly about this corner area in front of us. We're just going to take off these edges along the tree line, because that will give the harvester plenty of room then to turn around. And I'll start doing the prep here until the guys are ready to go, and then we'll come back. Okay, so it's the big Zeta's turn to try getting this load of wood into the lake cell point. We put the front weight on it. Also during this day we're trying to end up with all the equipment down at the main farm ready for the audit inspection in the morning. That should be right. The only thing left at the top fields, I call them the top fields, obviously they're actually the fields on the western side of the map that we stole. The weeders up there, because that's where we're going to start weeding due to the growth stages ticking over up there first. So that'll get back when we finish the weeding. The log grabs are going to stay on the bulldozer, so they end up back in the yard. Right. Now what we could do, well, I don't know, I thought going around the other side might be a little bit more sensible, but to be honest, it's not a lot different over there, is it? It's still quite a drop in. And, right. Now this would probably be a fantastic sell point to use that tipping log trailer. I think what caught me out last time also was the water suddenly gets a lot deeper than you perhaps think it will. Right, is this gonna, no. We're getting a little bit stuck. Come on. I'm just trying to get this straight enough by hook or by crook to kind of try to back the trailer into the water, but it's really not happening for me here, is it? Right, let's try over here. No, is anything even sold yet? Have we triggered any kind of selling? No. And that's actually going to get worse. The front weight is an impediment here. It keeps bouncing, dragging the front wheels off. Right, this corner looks quite gentle. There's a slope. Right, can I get up here? If I can get up here and then back in, then that's, yeah, I think this might be the sweet spot. Come on. Is it going to help if I drop the front weight? No. Problem is, right, I think if I'd not been dragging it out of the lake at this point, I would have done rather better. Right, we want to get this all as straight as possible. And this isn't easy really with the dolly, as it would be with a directly hitched trailer, if you see what I mean. But I'm kind of getting the hang of some of this stuff now. There we go. That's still going back reasonably straight. Yeah, go on, go on, go on, go on. Sell it, get it off my trailer. Oh, no. Right. take off the cargo straps. They'll drop down the cell. That's the plan. Is that all of them? No, got 2 naughty resistant pieces of wood. Go on. Be gone. One more. He's still in there. He obviously likes life in the trailer more than he likes life, the prospect of life in the lake. Ah, he's gone. Right, we made it. Torn up the grass a little bit here. I do like the way that happens. You get some quite nice area sort of ground effects, at least visually. When you've worked on an area on forestry or something like that, you can really tear the ground up. Particularly in seasons when it's snowing, you can really see that. Well, there you go. Not only Zeta's doing it, but I think it's the fact we found that spot with a much gentler slope in, especially with this trailer, because with it being so long, it grounds quite easily. It's got the side sort of protection barriers to stop stupid car drivers disappearing under it. Yeah, I think we might try that method from now on. Saves the reset and all of that. Now the field work, when we left it was going okay, but only the harvester is running. I'm sure there are going to be 1 or 2 patches that they just can't do. They've got their proximity alerts going off over the poles, and there's little we can do about that. To avoid that, we'd have to reduce the size of this field quite a lot. So, right, we'll just park you up here. Let's see. You're sat here doing nothing. Well, you might as well get some fertilising done, and then we'll catch up with the harvester. Right, you get down here. Yeah, so it's the pole. Well, it's only the poles. Like, he's done everything very well. All I did really manually prep-wise was the 2 headlands along the front of the trees. So if you can carry on going like that, and more importantly the cedar can carry on going in a similar fashion, leaving us just some clearly obvious patches to redo, then that's fine by me. We're going to switch to the harvester just while we're here. We're going to go and get this stuff so Fertilizer Man can get on with his job. And then we'll empty him before we get going again with some such plan. I love the way the sunflowers kind of wobble and wilt in this kind of resigned, submissive way. I don't know. It just looks a bit odd. Looks like they're fainting into the jaws of the machine to me. Right, here we go. Lovely. Spin back round. Look at that for conscientious farming. There's a patch we missed somehow with the cedar. I think that was to do again with the whole fear of those poles. And that particular, not the machine, the combination of machinery, really the AI just struggles and struggles, but we seem to be conquering it. So long may that continue. Let's get this guy going. He should be able to do a few rows now, I'm hoping. The harvester does have to make some quite huge manoeuvres to get back on track, but he does. Turning him manually, if you were inclined to or had the time to, might save you a little bit of time, wages, etc. Right, now let's get him emptied. The log trailer can stay right where he is. Make sure I release the dolly, not the trailer from the dolly, as I may have done earlier. Front weights, they seem, well, I must admit I'm not using any sort of really big heavy machinery. They seem a little bit superfluous in this game, because of the way they seem to have adjusted the physics in terms of how weights affect the tractor. Certainly in the last game they seem to, oh, these planters that you don't see until you've got run over them, and the curbs can be a little bit, there we go. It was this spare wheel getting stuck on the curb there actually. Oh, he's there waiting for us. Now if you run up to a worker like this, I've left him engaged. Now watch him, because sometimes what they'll do, they'll empty to a certain point. Oh, we're quite low on fuel on that Zeta. Better do something about that. There's a gas station next door. I want to see if it empties fully or it empties partially and then starts driving again, because that's caught me out a couple of times. What's he going to do today? It looks like he's going for the full empty. That's good. No, certainly the other day I did this and he seemed to empty some out, and then when he thought he had enough room to carry on going, he just carried on going, which resulted in him being left waiting for another empty much sooner than I planned for, and without anything handy to go and grab it. We're just going to go and grab some petrol. I've not checked whether fuel's any different from the petrol pump in the yard to the petrol station or the gas station. I'm not sure it matters. I think it's pretty much $1 a litre. Let's see, we got 43. How high can it go? That's 100. That's about 160 litres of fuel, and that's cost us $195. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the same price. Certainly not a difference worth worrying about, not like the seed or fertiliser sell points in the yard, which you will never ever touch, will you? Unless you're playing on easy, in which case you don't need any advice from anybody, because it really doesn't matter what you do. Right, so assuming that this guy's not going to, sorry, the harvester's not going to get too scared about these poles, I'm going to leave this trailer here. And we're going to now get to figuring out how we can get this field planted without all of the shenanigans that we had going on yesterday. Okay, we're back, and I'm pleased to report that so far seeding and cultivating seems to be going very well. Perhaps there's a line not seeded over there, but that's okay. Starting in that corner so far is much better than the results of starting over there. The harvester, actually you can see the best bit, has done everything by himself from the word go, apart from this area around the scary poles, and then he's ended up at that end of the field and hasn't got into that cut back over there, so that's absolutely fine. Very easy to deal with. So we're needing to be seeding manually first past the first scary post. That's fine. Not a problem at all. What I was probably getting wrong, it isn't easy, because this is re-fertilising. It's not as obvious as perhaps I'm used to what has been seeded and what hasn't. So I'm being a little bit more careful, because I think I may have contributed to one or two of the problems. Let's see if the worker will go back past the scary pole this way. Now I do have the issue of which way is he going to turn at the bottom. This could start that whole fiasco, but we'll see. Oh, and as you can see, we are bang on the 1 hour rental on the Clado sunflower header over the 2 days. Unfortunately, that means we've actually triggered the next hour's payment, so if we can got that done a little bit quicker, I think going forward we're going to buy one. Right, come on, Cedar man, you've got to turn. Why do you think you completed your task? Why won't you get this? Is where he's getting a little bit confused, guys. He's been up and down here 3 or 4 times already now. I did, as soon as I broke him because he missed that patch by the rocks, I should have just perhaps left him running. and let him miss that patch. Sorry, not by the rocks, by the post. As I'd broken his run, I did refill him with seed, so at least that's done. He shouldn't have to stop again. Now all we need him to do is turn left. He's come down here and turned right. So now, this is what happened yesterday. Now we want him to go to this end of the field, please. Well, start at this end, go to the far end and turn right, and everything will be perfect. But this... Turn right. Who's working with us today? Igor, usually quite reliable. Come on, just turn right, turn right. Oh, you're turning left, aren't you? Okay. I really don't get this. It's demanding that it turns right now. Regardless. It doesn't matter. Well, it's not demanding that it turns right. Depends which end of the field it is. Let's try this one more time. And it looks like we've managed... I'm not sure quite why, but... it seems to have not planted these lines, which is... we've not had that problem before with this combination. Although this is a different seeder. Maybe its width is slightly different. Right, we're going to start here. And we're going to go. Off you go. Get down to the end and turn left. Right, I'm going to move the other guys down to the main farm. In fact, we're going to call it a day there. You'll have to see in the next episode just how well Igor does. Oh no, Igor's gone on his break. It's, who have we got now? Belinda. Oh, she's very good. I'm sure we'll be okay with her. Anyway, we're going to call it an episode there. Leave a comment. Audit day tomorrow. We've got quite a lot of the credits coming our way and a bit more to come yet. Any suggestions or ideas as to how we might best, almost entertainingly spend those would be very, very welcome. And please subscribe if you'd like to stay in touch. Thank you very much. Oh, Belinda. She's gone wrong already. Anyway, guys, I'd obviously need to call a quick toolbox talk here. So I'll catch you soon. Take care.